All right, I'm just a little head in the corner here, just up here. Hi. We're getting through these. This is the sixth one. This is the interior offensive line. We're going through position by position, doing the groupings to see where, and then at the end, I'm going to do a full video that shows where the Bears stand at each position group as we head into this last 2/3 of the season. We're doing this at the bye week, so 1/3 of the way through the season. I'm going to do another one of these videos 2/3 of the way through the season, so after week 12, near the mini bye, to see where the team stands at that point. But this gives a good gauge on where the Bears stand, and a lot of people are saying, well, we've had a weak schedule, and now we have the hardest schedule remaining, and blah, blah, blah. There's so many. They're all NFL teams, so all you can do is gauge where the team is now and go from there as we analyze these guys. So I'm little on this picture because all of this is just a bunch of stats. This is the analytical stuff. This is the nerdy stuff that I like to give to you guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I'm linking all of the videos in the description of the video. You can click and check them out from there. But for this one, in the past, this is what I did. I did pass block efficiency, pass blocking, and pressures between plays between pressures. But that's adding too much emphasis on pass blocking. Run blocking is really a severe weakness for the Bears, and I'm not grading that heavy enough. So I've changed the formula a little bit. Even though it doesn't help the Bears, I want to have a well-rounded line. And there needs to be more emphasis on protecting the quarterback, but they also need to get out there and run block as well. So I have changed it up a little bit. Last year, the Bears ranked 4th in the division. The Lions were number 1. The Packers were number 2. The Vikings number 3, and the Bears number 4. You can see where that stands here. I've taken out pass block efficiency because it really double emphasizes pass blocking and pressures between plays. I'm double stacking. But you see where the Bears were here last year, and now here's this year's grades. Here we are so far, and the Bears are actually second so far, mostly because the Lions have just struggled a little bit, and especially struggled with their pressure being allowed. They've allowed more pressure than they normally do. They're not giving up the sacks, so that's good. I mean, every team wants to have that, not the sacks. But you look on the far right, this is the most interesting one. So this is, if you take, in fact, let me go to the last screen so you guys can see. If you take the snaps and the pressures, only the pass blocking snaps, and you divide out how many pressures they've allowed, that's what you're getting here on the last screen. How many plays between a pressure? And I've used that through my draft analysis videos. This is the one that I create. It's not the same as PFF's pressure metric. It's not quite the same because they give different grades for a sack and for a hurry and a hit. I'm just saying period. How many pressures this person allows? How many times do the quarterback get interrupted because a pressure was allowed? So it's all pressures, period. So you can see the Bears are probably the most consistent of the group. They've allowed a decent amount of pressure, but they're middle of the pack. But all three of these guys, Coleman Shelton, 20. I don't know why I forgot the N on his name. I'm sorry, guys. 28.6. So one play every 28, and that's actually really good. I say your interior offensive lineman, you want between 25 and 30. 30 is on the better end, and anything getting higher than that, you're hitting elite status. So Blake Brendel from the Vikings, you can see he's having a good year, but his teammates, Ed Ingram and Garrett Bradbury, not having such a good year. And same with the Packers. You can see Elton Jenkins having an absolutely stellar year. And you see his pass blocking grade there, 83.1. That reflects it. But Sean Ryan, very average, but then Josh Myers, below average. But overall, the Packers, as I grade this out, you see I show you guys kind of the metric that I use for this, and I make it very fair, very balanced, no bias on when I'm doing these things, and I just plug it all in there, and then I get their grades where they are. And the Bears aren't doing too bad. I mean, honestly, started off a little rough, and people were saying, well, it's because we faced the Panthers and the Jaguars, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, and then we'll see at the 2/3 mark if this comes down or if they continue to improve, because the Bears have gone from, as a team, pass block efficiency around 27th to start the year all the way down to about 18th now. So they've significantly improved. Is that cohesion? Is that the line playing better? Or is it just playing weak competition? We're going to find out real soon. So that'll be answered. I'm not going to act like there's not going to be tougher teams we're going to play, but it's not like they haven't played a couple tough teams already. So we'll see where it goes from there. Coleman Shelton, run blocking, pass blocking, consistent, 62, 65. Matt Pryor, 63, 71. Tevin Jenkins, 68, 70. So the best one of the three is Tevin Jenkins. Looks really good. You want to see some of these higher. I mean, it doesn't look bad at all. I'm actually very happy with the interior offensive line. You want to see that improve a little bit more, but I'm good with it right here as long as they can keep coming together and keep improving. You look at teams like the Lions. Their pass blocking grades are a little bit low, especially from Frank Ragnow, who's kind of their staple. Graham Glasgow a little bit as well, but they're right there with the Bears. And then the Packers, you can see some really high, really good. I think they're the second or third. Don't quote me on that. I know it's right at the top. In best in pass blocking efficiency overall. So this is the interior offensive line. You obviously have to add the tackles to this as well to have a complete picture of the offensive line. But this is the interior, and then I'll do the offensive tackles next. So let me know what you guys think. I'll do the next one as the offensive tackles. That'll be released very shortly. And then we'll do tight ends, and we'll keep going. We're almost done. We've almost got all of them. Then we got linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties, and running backs. And I believe that's it. I believe that's the last of everything that I have. So that is where we are now, and we'll keep going. So until the next one, dabears.